Yo, it's your boy, Orion, one half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. We got the 2020-2021 NFL Playoffs and Super Bowl predictions and picks with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. So I was going to wait until about Friday to do this video, and I normally would do the video around 7 o'clock Pacific time, so I'm doing it about an hour early. So I figured I would, take the time to be able to put this video out about 2 days early. I know a few other people and a few other outlets have put out their predictions, and this is going to be not from CBS, not from ESPN, not from Fox Sports. It's going to be from your boy, Orion, the Northwest Sports Fanatics, the best in the fucking business, all right? So I've been doing a lot of research. I've been doing a lot of analysis. I've been doing a lot of film study, a lot of reading. And obviously, my picks are not going to be something that a lot of y'all will probably agree with. I mean, everyone's going to be biased. But as you know, with the Northwest Sports Fanatics, I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to call it right down the middle, just how I see it. And like I said, even though my Buccaneers are in the playoffs for the first time since 2007, hell fucking yeah, all right? That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to pick them to go to the NFC Championship game. That doesn't mean I'm going to pick them to go to the Super Bowl. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to pick them to win it all. But I will give you my opinion just based off COVID, just based off injuries, based off a lot of momentum going into December. Like I said, kind of my feeling as of today, Wednesday, a few days before we get in to wild, baby! Wild card fucking Saturday and Sunday. So I'll be doing the Buccaneers and the Washington football team on Saturday night for the live stream. I mean, if I can do all three videos, all right, all three games on Saturday and all three on Sunday, unless I just leave my computer on and you guys just watch the games with me for the first two, if I'm able to do that, and then maybe doing the Saints and the Bears game for all the Saints fans instead of doing Pittsburgh and Cleveland for that night game on Sunday. So more than likely, I'm going to do Tampa Bay's game on Saturday, 100%, all right, and then I'm going to probably do the Saints and the Bears in the afternoon, but we'll see. I'll talk to the fans. We'll see what they say. But I hope everyone is having a happy new year. We're in fucking 2021. A lot of drama that we've seen on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. But this isn't about politics. This isn't about that. All right, we're talking about fucking NFL. I missed you guys. I love you guys. Your boy's always going to be grinding. And like I said, I've been trying to put out a few other reaction videos. The NFL has been blocking a few of those, so I only was able to put out that Saints video against the Panthers yesterday. I've been trying to put out a little bit more, obviously I had an old video, an AEW reaction video that I did like a year ago, and they gave me a copyright strike. I don't know, AEW is just going through their library, just like WWE is kind of stingy. They don't like you using their footage, even if it's for a reaction video. NBA is stingy. Wrestling is stingy. So I got a copyright strike that's going to go away in March. If you get 3 of them, then your channel can get suspended or taken away. So I'm not worried about it, but definitely I got to tread a little softly, you know what I mean? And so with the reaction videos, thank God the NFL isn't being horrible to me. Pretty much they'll just block it in the United States, which sucks because I did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Falcons on Week 17 also. Yesterday they blocked it. That's fine. You know what I mean? At least I got the Saints video out. I want to be able to put out a lot more. And obviously with the holiday season, it's been tough. You know what I mean? I was going through some ups. I was going through some downs. As everyone knows, if you're dealing with depression or if you're dealing with addiction, shit is fucking real. All right. And I am one of those people that kind of goes through those ups and those downs. And around that Christmas time period, around week 16, week 17, things were really, really rough. for me. So I had to kind of take a step back, take some time for myself to get my mind right. I'm really starting to feel great. It's 2021. I'm feeling really good. And no matter how down I get, if I get depression, maybe it'll last a couple days, maybe like a week. But usually, I fight my way out of it. I got too much to look forward to. I put in too much work into the channel. I got a great job. I got great fans with you guys, a Fanatic family. I love the NFL. You can be happy when you wake up. You can be sad. You can be mad. It's all about how you approach each day. And obviously I feel great now. So I feel from now until pretty much the end of the playoffs, unless something comes up, things should be pretty consistent. I missed you guys desperately. Let me acknowledge everybody in the room. Smash the fucking like button. I know about only a third of you have done it so far. Help your boy out. Smash the like button for your boy. I know a lot of y'all have had a great Christmas and a new year. Hopefully things have got good for you guys. I haven't got my stimulus check with the $600. Should be about $2 fucking grand, $2K, 2 racks. Haven't got it. So hopefully you guys got your money. I haven't got it. But your boy's going to be grinding. I'm going to be doing at least one game on Saturday, Tampa Bay versus the Washington football team. And then I'll be doing more than likely the Saints and the Bears at around 1 o'clock-ish that afternoon game, unless I decide to do Steelers and Browns. But I think I would enjoy watching the Saints game with the Saints fans a little bit more. Let me acknowledge everybody in the room. Let me know if you guys are watching or in the room. Let me know you're here. Let me know. Holla at your boy, the best in the fucking business, the Northwest Sports Fanatics, all right? So we got Tyshawn Mullins in the fucking building. What it do? Ruiz, LA Rams. What it do, baby? Rams in the fucking building. Beat Justin. What up? How you been? Honestly, I've been in a low space. I was in a dark place. To be very honest, I know some, people on social media, YouTubers, people out there, they won't admit to that. But, your boy's always real. I'm always going to give it to you 100, no matter what. If I'm good, if I'm bad, if I'm depressed, if I, feel like I'm going down that addiction path or depression path. But I feel good. Was in a little bit of a hole. Week 16, week 17, I'm climbed out of it. I feel fucking great. We're in 2021. Smash the fucking like button for your boy. And like I said, we're going to have a fantastic 2021. And the conclusion of wild Saturday and Sunday wild card playoffs is going to be fucking unbelievable. And who else would you rather watch the NFL with besides me, your boy? Orion, the Northwest Sports Fanatics, the hardest working motherfucker in the business. All right? You're going to have fun. You're going to learn something new. And you're going to have a great time in the chat with the best fans on planet Earth, the Fanatic family on YouTube. And that's all of y'all. So, Big Justin, I've been a little low, but I'm doing good. I hope you are doing good yourself as well. Damon P. Aquadio, fly, Eagles fly. What it do? Carson Wentz, right? Jalen Hurts, draft picks. Not getting the Giants in. We'll see what happens. I'm really excited to see how the transition goes with the Eagles roster this year. And if we see Zach Ertz next year, if we see Carson Wentz, obviously there's a lot of rumors. The people are going to move on. What is the team going to look like next year? I'm excited for the draft. Obviously, if you saw Devontae Smith, get the Heisman. How fantastic is that? That even though Trevor Lawrence, you could have gave it to him, right? You knew Mac Jones wasn't going to get it. Certain guys in the Heisman running, you knew that, more than likely it was going to be between Trevor Lawrence, whether he really deserved it or not. But to give it to a wide receiver, since Desmond Howard, 1991, how great is that? Because now Trevor Lawrence isn't going to have that pressure of being the Heisman winner and busting. So I like that for him and Justin Fields. And even though I'm not a big Justin Fields guy, damn, he played good against Clemson and his stock really rose. I'm not sure if I'm sold on him, on the Jets or on the Jags long term as my franchise QB. If I was a fan of one of those teams, I feel more comfortable in Trevor Lawrence, even though in the Natty last year and then obviously this season, in those big games, he doesn't play as good as I would like him to. But I think that if he gets the right coach and the right supporting cast, he can show out. And more than likely, I think Trevor Lawrence will be the better long-term quarterback than Justin Fields. I mean, maybe Fields will play great in this Natty. Maybe they'll find a way to upset Alabama. I doubt it. But, when you look at guys like Najee Harris and Devontae Smith and these guys, I love it that they gave the Heisman to a wide receiver. His stock is going to be amazing. Fantasy football is going to be crazy. All right, next season, I can't wait to see what team he goes to and what type of numbers he's going to put up. I love it that they decided to go outside the box and not just give it to a QB. I think it's great for college football. And if you look at his stats, him and Najee Harris, goddamn, they played great. And that's why I think Alabama, Roll Tide, is going to win the Natty. And I said that months ago. 3-4 months ago I said that, and I still believe that to this day. But if any team could give them a run for their money, it's Ohio State. I thought maybe Clemson would play a little bit better, but shout out to the Ohio State University. I hope they can keep it close, but if I had to put money on it, I would imagine Alabama's going to win that game by 10 or more. Could be a blowout. We will see, but I'm excited for Monday, which I will be doing a live stream for the Natty, so please, join your boy on Monday, and I'll do a reaction video to that as well. Kingston in the building. What to do? Nola boy, T-Roy Lee, who dat, you dat, who dat, step up, stand up in the building. How are ya? Loyal Ram, back for Orion. What up, man? The best in the business. All right, Ruiz says number one defense in the house. I see you. Tyshawn's in the building. Let's see. Mikel G says, hope things get better. I appreciate that, my guy. Preston Colvin is in the building. And normally, Preston, you say Preston Colvin is in the building, right? Not I hope Chiefs versus Saints in the Super Bowl. You announce that you are in the building, all right? So I'll step up and I'll say it for you. Preston Colvin is in the building. What to do? He said, I love you, Orion, bro. I appreciate that, Nola boy. I always try to put out as much material, even though I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan. I love watching the Saints. I love the NFC South. I'm a defensive guy, a DeMario Davis kind of guy, a.k.a. the glue. So I'm going to represent as much as I possibly can as long as my mentals are in a good space. And obviously, I was not in a good space for a couple weeks, but I've bounced back better than ever, just like I always do, and I feel fantastic. And like I said, this is the playoffs. There's no time to be sad or angry. This is the best time of the year. We waited all fucking year for this time to watch the playoffs together to see how this motherfucker is going to shake out, right? And it's a COVID year, so there's going to be upset, so it's going to be great. So I really I hope a lot of y'all will be able to hop in the building with your boy and watch the playoffs, because it's going to be exciting. I'm going to call a great game. We're going to have fun, and the chat is always lit. Let's see. Ruiz says Rams, Chiefs, hopefully rematch of Monday night. Loyal Ram says after 7 years, Aaron Donald has garnered 20-plus more sacks than the great Warren Sapp. Hey, but Aaron Donald, is an anomaly. We're talking about a guy that's going to be first ballot Hall of Fame, who should be already in the Hall of Fame, even as a current player. Like, if they were going to choose one guy to go in the Hall of Fame on the defensive side of the ball while he's still playing, it would be Aaron Donald. If he quit playing today, he's one of those guys immediately in the Hall of Fame. Travis Kelce, he stops playing today, immediately in the Hall of Fame. Patrick Mahomes, whether you like it or not, it's a little early in his career. All right, so we might want to get a little bit more to really say Hall of Fame, but I obviously feel that this guy is untouchable. He's just on a whole nother plane, on a whole nother level. But there's only a few guys that you could say that are playing right now. You could pretty much introduce them. Give them that fucking gold jacket. Give them that fucking statue already today. And that's big facts. Damon Piacquadio, he said, I know I haven't been in here much this season and I missed it. You should. Shame on you. That's worth at least $100, $200, $300 donation. A shame donation. How could you be an Eagles fan and not support your boy? You only support your boy when you guys are going on to the Super Bowl in 2017? And then past that, when you guys have struggled, you just leave me behind? Come on, Damon. Don't be like that. Support your boy. I love you. I appreciate you. And like I said, I think the Eagles will have a nice bounce back year next year. And I'm interested to see what they do with that first round draft pick. And that's big facts. Jameson Mesa, $5, bang, in the building, donating to your boy. King Henry and the Titans are going to truck the Ravens coming this Sunday. Time to tighten up and take everything. We will see. There's a couple matchups that are very interesting to me that are going to be very hard to be able to really fucking predict at this time. And definitely that Titans-Ravens matchup might be the hardest one to predict out of all these motherfucking games. As I look at the slate and as I look at all the picks, the one that is hardest to judge, to me, out of all the playoff picks, is definitely the Ravens and the Titans. I could literally see that game going two different ways. The Titans are the better football team, but they don't have a defense. The Ravens are hotter, right? They got Derrick Henry on the other side, right? I love Tannehill, A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith. I get it, but you can't stop a fucking nosebleed, right? And I'm not really on the Ravens either because I'm not really sold on their defensive players. Yeah, J.K. Dobbins and some of their guys have been playing good as of late, and Lamar Jackson, but do I trust the Ravens offense over the Titans? I don't know. Both defenses to me are not that good. So, I mean, it could really come down to not necessarily what Derrick Henry does, because I know the running games are going to be both out of this world. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if both teams get over 100 yards, 120, 130 yards rushing, maybe more. I mean, it might get nasty out there. But who do I trust more? Ryan Tannehill? Or do I trust Lamar Jackson? I mean, as of late, Lamar's been playing pretty fucking good. You know what I mean? They were wrote for dead, weeks ago. But they got kind of hot like Tampa Bay here in December. You know, sometimes that's an easy shit schedule. But, you got to play who's on the fucking schedule. But the bottom line, they ended up winning out just like Tampa Bay, and we're in. And that's really what you want when you go in the playoffs. You want to be hot, all right? You want to fucking win when you get in there. And that's big facts. Beak Justin says December was horrible. Preston says besides... Preston Colvin in the house. There you go, my guy. I knew you were going to say it. Loyal Rams has smashed the fucking like button. Appreciate that. 6 Inc. in the building. What's going on? Oh, dog. It's been a hot minute. It has been, man. And like I said, I'm back. I feel good. Wanted to put out a couple videos before we get into the playoff push. Give you kind of a heads up of where I've been mentally. It's been a struggle for a couple weeks. Felt like I could bounce back a little bit. Obviously doing a couple videos yesterday. I got a couple of them that were blocked in the United States. Thanks, NFL. But, hey, at least I didn't get a copyright strike or anything like that. But at least I got the Saints video out, which I always try to get the Saints videos out every single week. A very loyal fan base to the channel, so I appreciate you guys. Ryan Schrick in the building. Chiefs back-to-back. Your Florida Gators and my Oregon Ducks shit the bed as we got towards, the bowl game period. Very disappointing. I was really hoping that the Ducks could find a way to win the bowl game, but I had a feeling that they would lose. All right. And I was really hoping Florida could really squeak one out against Alabama in the SEC championship game as well as the bowl game. But, sometimes that shit happens. Sometimes that shit happens. But also, when you don't have Kyle Pitts, right, you don't got your best player or one of your best players at tight end, shit fucking happens. So that is big facts. Ruiz says, I want Ramsey versus Chiefs, but it might be Pack versus Buffalo. I will let you know what I feel with my picks here in just a second once I get caught up and acknowledge everyone, which I am getting close with that as well. Everyone hyping up the Bills right now. They forgot about the Chiefs. SMH, as Jay-Z once said, allow me to reintroduce myself. And, the Bills are kind of like the Ravens from last year. Everyone's on the hype train, right? But I'll let you know what I feel. I'll let you know what I think. No bias, calling it right down the middle. And if you go back and look at my videos at the beginning of the year, I pretty much predicted almost every single one of these teams in the playoffs. I don't think anyone really picked Chicago. I mean, since they have an extra team with COVID. Washington football team, I don't think really anyone picked them to get in. Unless you're just a homer and you're a fan of that team and you were hoping for the best. But as far as the people on the outside looking in, no one picked the Bears, no one picked Washington, but the rest of those teams in the NFC, that's pretty fair to say. I got all those ones. And on the AFC side, pretty much everything there, and the only other one that could have been on the bubble with the Browns was the Raiders, but they just couldn't find a way to get those dubs towards the end of the year. And on some of the other teams had some injuries as well. So I feel good about my picks. I feel good about what I'm going to be able to introduce you guys to and give you my feeling and my reasoning, for my picks as we're going in to this wild, wild Saturday and Sunday. 3 fucking games on Saturday, 3 fucking games on Sunday. I am excited. All right, let's go. So, Ryan Strick says, Ruiz, you don't want Ramsey versus Tyreek. He ain't a return specialist anymore. The smack talk is already starting. Let's see, that is if Goff is starting during the playoffs. Yeah, who knows with that thumb. That's definitely going to be tough. Gavin Hill in the building. What to do, man? What to do? So what happened to the Saints-Vikings reaction? Well, when your boy gets a little depression, all right, and when your boy's having a hard time, sometimes, it's tough to be able to get shit done. All right? Sometimes if you have a low point, sometimes just getting out of fucking bed is a struggle. So I'm not sure if you know what that is like, But, your boy had to, take a little bit of a break, mentally recharge myself and feel good about myself. I can't, come on and do a video without 150% fucking energy, all right? I got to be me, right? And I can't do a half-ass video. I've never done one of those. Out of 1,000 videos that I've fucking done, none of them have been ass. All of them have been fire. Reaction, doesn't matter if it's going to be picks of the week or a fucking live stream. And obviously you can attest to that, people in the room. TN Jose in the building. What to do? Jameson Mazes says King Henry in playoff mode, ready to truck anybody who wants to get in front of his freight train rolling downhill ass. Okay. Anthony Ramirez in the building. Raiders in the building. What to do? Sixing saying Saints will choke in the playoffs. Don't know when, but it'll happen. I'm expecting it. And that's coming from a Saints fan. All right? And that there is a possibility that could happen. Most Saints fans are not like that. They're not realistic. They're going to say they're going to the Super Bowl. They're going to win, and they may, maybe they'll overachieve and do something like that. But in past history, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the Saints. If you think about the one team that probably has the most pressure on them this season, it's the New Orleans Saints. I mean, 3 past years, things have not turned out the way that you wanted. Now you got COVID. AK-41 may or may not play. AK-41, Michael Thomas, and Drew Brees have only played together for about 2.5 games this season, and you still won fucking 12 games. But that back in the mind creeping, the referees, or if you get outplayed, or just that that whispering in your ear of maybe something fucked up happening. I know a lot of Saints fans are wondering when it's going to happen, hoping that it doesn't happen, but we will see. We will see. Seth Werner in the building. What to do? Cowboy in the building. Chiefs Packers Super Bowl, the State Farm Bowl. Could be. Let's see. He said, Damon P. Aquadillo, shame on you. Shame on you, my guy. The Raiders actually won more than 7 games this year. But the thing is, based off injuries and kind of bad play calling, the defense not being, they could have been in the playoffs. They could have stolen the Browns spot or the Colts spot. So, they definitely won more games. But they could have went to the playoffs this year. They needed to make some adjustments. Hopefully they make the right adjustments next year. But it's going to be even tougher, because if the Chargers get the right coach and they get the right draft picks and they can stay healthy, that's going to be a team that you're going to be battling with, not necessarily Denver, for maybe a wild card spot for the next couple years with my boy Justin Herbert. And that's big facts. Trayvon G. Let's motherfucking go, baby. Record is 0-0. Real football starts on fucking Saturday. Ramley in the building. What the fuck is up? What to do? How are you? Hopefully everything is going good. Like I said, just to, sprinkle a little positivity today. If you've been on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, you've seen the other shit that's going on in the news right now. We don't give a fuck about that. That just puts everyone down in a bad place, gets people to argue with each other, left side, right side. Fuck all that. We want to talk about football, talk about NFL, and we want to talk about our opinions and debating on who we think is going to go where in the playoffs this season. So I think I'm about caught up. Matt Payton in the building from Hawaii. What it do? Calvin in the building. What it do? Saints have no pressure. Incorrect, Calvin. You're a Saints fan. You should already know your team has the most pressure out of any team. The Bills have pressure. The Saints have pressure. There's going to be certain teams that are going to be going in easy, breezy, lemon squeezy, and it ain't fucking you. All right? So if you think that you got no pressure, the pressures you guys have lost the last 3 years in a row. You guys have had all the COVID issues. You haven't had Breeze and MK, right? MT and AK play together, throughout the whole season. What do you fucking mean? Yeah, you guys don't have any fucking pressure. If anyone, you guys got all the goddamn pressure to win. The time is running out for Breeze. This could be his fucking last year, and then he could be in the booth. So if you're a Saints fan, which I know you are, and a Bama fan, Roll Tide, you're going to win the Natty. So at least you'll get one win out of your 2 favorite teams, all right? Out of your 2 favorite teams, Bama will get that Natty on Monday. But the Saints got the most pressure out of every single team that's in the playoffs. You may not think so, but I guarantee that those people are going to be thinking about those last 3 years and how those things happen. And I think the outsiders will also acknowledge that as well. And that's big facts. 2020, 2021 NFL Playoff and Super Bowl predictions by your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the fucking channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or on GoFundMe. And if you're looking for goddamn merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. And I will let you guys, Senile in the building, I see you. Roger in the building, I see you. Let's go over the picks. So obviously we know Kansas City is the 1 seed. It's going to be rolling in Kansas City on the AFC side. Green Bay with Mr. Discount Double Check, one of my favorite players, all right, in the league. If you watch the Pat McAfee show, Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays. If you don't really know what Aaron Rodgers is about, to really get to know this guy, his personality, who he is, what he stands for, how intelligent he is, the person that he represents on and off the field, I really recommend that you watch the Pat McAfee show. It's on YouTube, 9 a.m. to noon, Monday through Friday. But on Tuesdays, on the last hour, 11 a.m. Pacific time, he's on there every Tuesday this whole season. I mean, he's had an amazing year. He's going to win the MVP over Mahomes or over anybody else. He deserves it. His numbers are Madden-like. They're crazy, all right? And you really get to understand what he's about. And I don't think a lot of people know truly who Aaron Rodgers is. And after watching him this whole season, it's been really awesome to be able to see. Of course, Calvin, you would say that because you're a hater, all right? You're a hater of the Packers, right, who already beat you once this year, if you want me to bring that up, right? So if you guys play them, you ain't winning. I'll tell you that right now. You ain't winning against Green Bay. Yeah, they could say they don't got a defense, but this ain't no defense wins championships type of league anymore. You can have some defense, but you don't have to have a 2002 Bucks defense, a 2000 Ravens defense, or an 85 Bears defense anymore to win the championship, to win the Lombardi. You got to have a little bit, but this is an offensive-minded league. All right? You got to have a little bit of defense, but it's not as big of a factor as it was in years past. This is an offensive league, period. All right? So I will let you guys start off where you guys want me to start off, on the AFC side or the NFC side. And remember, I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, but I got no bias. I literally am the only one on planet goddamn Earth, not on ESPN, Fox Sports, CBS, on any other YouTube channel or podcast, that is not going to be biased. I am not going to be able to get to that point and say Tampa Bay, you know, like some of these other fans of other teams, is going to go all the way. We're going to beat the brakes off anybody and everybody, and we're going to win the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. You're not going to hear me say that. I'm not an idiot fan, all right? I'm someone that's going to call it right down the middle. All right, if you want to place bets, which a lot of people do, and they come to me and they bet $100, $500, $1,000 on some of these games, all right, I'm going to be able to call it right down the middle. Bang! Master Moore die, $10. I'm back from ranking you a few weeks back. You a boss. My Rams are going to bring the hammer this Saturday. You a boss, my dude. I love watching your videos and your live streams. Keep rocking, my guy. Yeah, motherfucker. I appreciate that. Master Moore die. You know your boy brings the energy. I bring the fire. I was at a low point, but I'm at my ultimate high. We are almost on wild, wild, wild card Saturday and Sunday. No one is going to give you the energy, the passion, the knowledge, the film study like your boy. And like I said, not everyone's going to agree with me, all right? But I've gotten the Super Bowl winner right, no joke, probably 14 out of the last 15 years. 19 maybe out of the last 20 or 21. So when it ends up being the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals, or if it ends up being the World Series, those big, championship bets that you need to put on, I feel I'm like 90% right, maybe better. And playoffs are tough because in the wild card round, if you guys know anything about football, there's always at least one upset. Not usually more than two at the most, all right? But now we got these extra teams in, right? So there's going to be upsets. But once it gets past the wild card round, the upsets go away. All right, it pretty much goes divisional, NFC, AFC championship game, and it usually plays out how we think it's going to play out. But in the wild card round, that is the round where shit might happen, all right? Where shit might fucking happen, all right? I appreciate every single one of y'all in the building. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Happy 2021. We're here. And this is going to be great. Like I said, I'm going to keep grinding, trying to get the channel to 21K, 25K, over 1,000 videos in the library, 100,000 hours put in. Let's go. All right, so everyone comment in the chat right now, and I'll let you guys decide where you want me to go. You want me to go AFC first or NFC? Let me know. Let your boy know. I'm watching right now the Titans and the Ravens on NFL Network. All right? Let me know. Type that shit in. All right, AFC, NFC, AFC. Woo! Okay. Keep going. Let me know. What do you guys want? NFC, AFC. Let me know. Type that bitch in the chat. This is the one time where you can act like a troll, like Skip Bayless or someone else. You can pop that shit in there. NFC, AFC. Let me know. Let's go. Okay. Lots of NFCs. Okay. All right. So let's start off with the NFC, and then we will go to the AFC. So I can either go back and forth. You guys let me know. You guys dictate on how you want me to go. All right. So we're going to start off with the NFC. Green Bay is the number 1 seed. Shit is going to go in Green Bay. All right. Aaron Rodgers is the MVP. Going to Green Bay is going to be tough. Green Bay on the road, just like any other team, is not the same kind of team as they are at home, just like Kansas City or Tampa Bay or any of your favorite teams that are out there in the league. So we can start off with the Rams and the Seahawks, the Saints and the Bears, or Tampa Bay and the Washington football team. You comment below. You let me know which one you guys want me to start with, and I'll give you my reasoning and what we want to kind of accomplish here. So you guys let me know. Rams, Seahawks, Bears, Saints, Tampa Bay versus the Washington football team. Tell me who you want me to go over first. And I'll wait. I'll wait for y'all. Let me know if you guys want me to start there. We got Seattle Rams. We got Tampa. We got Saints. We got Rams and Seahawks, he says. Seattle, Rams. Okay. All right, so it looks like there's a lot of Seattle and Rams. So we'll just start at the top of the screen. If you end up having your 2020 NFL Playoffs bracket, if you guys don't have one, you can download it. Just go to 2020 NFL Playoffs bracket on Google, right? So if you want to kind of go over it with me, right? And you just type it on your computer or your phone, right? And you can bring up the bracket so you can kind of see how it's going to play out. So that first matchup, Rams and the Seahawks. I've been more on the Rams side all year. I like the balance. I like the defense. Aaron Donald is the best fucking defensive player on the goddamn planet. Jalen Ramsey's playing like a top 5 corner in this league this season. He's been absolutely fantastic, right? But then you had some injuries happen, right? Jared Cook with the broken finger, all right? You could probably have him higher Trayvon. You might be able to have him a top, 2, 3, 4. But, just to give everyone a modest overview, some of these, come on, Trayvon, some of these guys don't even know other corners besides maybe Stephon Gilmore and Jalen Ramsey and a couple others. So let's just say top 5. But as you know and I know, he's kind of like top 2 this season. There hasn't been too many guys that have been on his level, like Xavier Howard with those 10 picks. And Miami's been great too. All right, but Jalen's been playing great, all right? But for these others that might be in the room that don't really know how good Jalen Ramsey is, all right, I'll take that motherfucker in a heartbeat. Jair Alexander's great too. He's had a good season. Even sleeper guys like Xavier Rhodes. Rhodes closed. He was a bum, right? Great in the beginning of Minnesota, bum at the end of the career, kind of revitalized his career. I'm not saying he's top 5, but he's been playing like a top 10 corner this season for a guy that was a bum. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. But the thing is, with this matchup, Jamal Adams also is hurt with the shoulder. Will he be able to be healthy and go? It's going to be a game time decision. That's huge. All right, you got Bobby Wagner, you got Jamal Adams, right? And you end up having a couple pieces there, Dunlap, but they don't really have a defense. But the defense has been playing better for the Seahawks and Green Bay in the last month. They're not great, but they've been playing better in the last month rather than, previously, in September, October, November. All right? But the injuries concern me. Seattle's offensive line should be the healthiest going into this matchup. Danger Russ has been playing pretty good. Started off really hot, then kind of hit a wall, right? DK, Tyler Lockett. The offense is going to flow with Chris Carson. If Carson is injured, I'm not sure if you can rely on the other guys, Carlos Hyde and company, to really pick up the slack. Maybe against a mediocre defense, you can have, Carlos Hyde and some of the others pick up the slack. But when you're going against Aaron Donald and that kind of defense, that worries me. all right? But the main thing in this game, Jared Goff, or is it going to be the Wolf of Wall Street, all right? I don't know if Wolf, right, which we saw, he didn't really play that great. He played better than the Cardinals backup after Kyler went down with the injury. He came in there, he threw the pick six, but I knew he was going to rebound from that, Wolf, and find a way to win the fucking game. But now you're going against a team like Seattle, who's an underdog. All right, they're always an underdog, I feel, compared to the other teams. I mean, yes, there's Green Bay and the Saints and Tampa, and the Rams, but I feel Seattle is kind of like the underdog because they don't really have a defense, right? But they've been getting better. Now, if Jared Goff plays, what kind of Jared Goff are we going to get? The Wolf of Wall Street. What are we going to get? What are we going to get from the Rams? Now, if Jared Goff was 100% and everything was looking good, I would probably be leaning a little bit more towards the Rams. But if Jared Goff doesn't play, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to give me, a defensive touchdown, a couple field goals, maybe a pick six, or a punt return or a kick return for a touchdown. Because that's really what it's going to come down to, Ramley. For you to win this game, you're going to have to get to Danger Russ, right? You're going to have to get sack lunches on him. You're going to have to stop whoever's rushing the football for under 100. You're going to have to lock down DK or Lockett, one of the two, right? It's going to be interesting because I think, if you're going to go with the Wolf of Wall Street versus Danger Russ, I mean, the advantage goes to Seattle. I mean, I know you got the better defense, Rams. It's not even close. The defense is not even close, all right? But with Seattle, right? If depending if Jamal Adams plays as well, I mean, this could go many ways. I could see the Rams with the upset, right? Because the thing is, if Goff was healthy, you're the favorite. But now since Goff is so-so, maybe plays, maybe not, with a broken thumb, I don't know how fucking effective he's going to be. And like I said, I feel that the Rams, if everyone's healthy, I know Cooper Kupp got reinstated and he's going to be back, all right? He's going to be back. So they're going to be able to go to him and, hopefully they can execute the game plan. But I want to be able to see Jared Goff out there because I feel if Jared Goff is not out there, I don't know if you can beat Seattle, even with Seattle's kind of shit defense. They've gotten better in the last 4 weeks, but they're still nowhere near a good defense. And then if Jamal Adams doesn't play, I mean, that's a lot of pressure on Bobby Wagner, Dunlap, and the rest. But as we know, Seattle with Danger Russ, I mean, I trust him with the football a little bit more than an injured Goff with a broken thumb, right? Or the Wolf of Wall Street. So at this point today, even though I've been on the Rams the whole season, if Jared Goff was healthy, right, I would go Rams. But Jared Goff is not healthy, so I got to go Seattle. And I don't necessarily want to go Seattle, you know what I mean? But I just don't know if you guys are going to be able to put up enough with the Wolf of Wall Street or an injured Jared Goff. I mean, a thumb is big. I'm not sure what kind of movement you're going to have with that. Now, I know the defense is fantastic for the Rams, and they might be able, to keep this game closer. And maybe they'll pull off the upset. You know what I mean? But you got to think as Rams fans too. Let's be honest. With not a healthy Goff out there, there's question marks. I mean, you got to believe in your team. I got you. You know what I mean? But this is just me calling it right down the middle. I don't like Seattle's defense. I love the Rams' defense. All right? I like Seattle's offense. But guess what? I like the Rams' offense too. You know what I mean? They got Cam Akers. You got Cooper Kupp. You got Robert Woods. You got plenty of pieces. Everett, Higbee. I mean, you got plenty of people that you can run the ball with or throw with. But I don't know if the Wolf of Wall Street can beat Seattle. I just don't know if they can put up enough points. I mean, you're talking, you got to get a pick six, a fumble for a touchdown. You're going to have to get a punt return or a kick return. You're going to have to do something extra to be able to do that. Now, maybe they shoot him up, right, with some drugs, right? Shoot him up, get him on the Vicodin or whatever they need to get him loopy. And if he can throw the football decent, then obviously I feel that the Rams can win this game. But I mean, it's kind of hard for me to know because I haven't been in the Rams facility. I don't really know what his throwing motion looks like. You know what I mean? If Goff is in and he's good to go and he can throw the football, then I think the Rams are going to win the game. But at this point, my gut kind of tells me that the finger might be too fucked up, right? And if Goff is 95%, then the Rams are going to win. Right? If Goff is 95%, right? But I just don't know. I got to see it with my own eyes. Trayvon, you might have seen it, but I got to see it. You know what I mean? But if he's good to go, if Jared Goff is good to go, right, then the Rams are going to win this game. But at this point, I haven't seen it like Trayvon has, right? And depending on if the Wolf of Ball Street or an injured Jared Goff with the broken thumb, that might be too much, all right, for you to come up and win that game. So as of right now, I got to pick Seattle until I see some more video or if I see a couple drives with the Rams. But at this time, I mean, that's a lot to overcome. That's a lot to overcome. So, and I have been pro-Rams pretty much the whole season. So for me to pick against the Rams, it hurts my heart a little bit, you know, because I really love this team. But these unfortunate injuries, you can't ignore them. So at this point, if Jared Goff was 100% healthy, no broken thumb, Rams. But he's got a broken thumb, and that's a matter of fact. So at this point, I'm leaning a little bit more towards Seattle, unless he can prove to me, you know, in these first couple drives when we watch the game that he's good to go. I just don't know if he's going to be healthy enough to throw the football accurately because they're not going to be able just to run the ball and win. They're going to have to throw for at least 2 touchdowns to win this football game, maybe 3. And I'm not sure if you're going to get that with a broken thumb, Jared Goff, and the Wolf of Ball Street. But maybe I'm wrong. So we'll see. But as of today, with the injuries, I got to lean for Seattle right now with Danger Russ and Russell Wilson. I don't like their defense at all. But DK is amazing. Lockett is amazing. Danger Russ. It's hard to pick against Danger Russ at home, too. You know, regardless if they have fans or not. All right? But I got to go Seattle today. And remember, today's Wednesday. Maybe I change my fucking mind Thursday or Friday. But this is just how I feel today. Bottom line. So Seattle over the Rams is what I'm picking for today. All right? Next matchup. Bears and Saints or Tampa Bay and Washington. Which one do you guys want me to go over? Comment below. Comment below. You know, and it's one of those things, it's like Danger Russ. You know, a lot of times, I didn't think that they were going to win the NFC West. You know, a lot of times you can't sleep on certain guys. You know, Danger Russ is one of those guys, Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? He might be considered the second, third, you know, best quarterback in the league. You definitely need to have some kind of defense to be able to make shit happen. But this is an offensive-minded league now. All right? We want to go Saints, Bears. I can go Tampa, Washington last. You guys let me know. Saints, Bears, or Tampa and the Washington football team. Ruiz, trust me, loyal Ram, all y'all, Trayvon, all of y'all. I agree with you. Rams are Russell Wilson's kryptonite, right? But that being said, you got to be able to score points. You got to score points. And do you really feel confident with a broken thumb Goff and a Wolf of Ball Street? Come on. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? You want to win. You played so hard this season. You deserve it to get to the NFC Championship game. You guys do. But goddamn, that's the worst time to have a fucking injury like that. And that's me just being honest, calling it right down the middle as if I'm a Rams fan as well. You know what I mean? I call it right down the middle. It's not like I have anything against the Rams. I mean, I've been one of their biggest supporters all year. And when you got an injury like that, that's going to be tough. Aria in the building. What to do? But yeah, like I said, the determining factor is going to be Goff. If Goff is healthy, they win the game. If Goff is fucked up, Seattle's going to win the game. I mean, because I don't know if I can trust, you know, a busted up Goff who can't throw the ball effectively for first downs and move the chains, right, and score 2 or 3 touchdowns with his arm, or the Wolf of Ball Street. Even against Seattle's bad D. I mean, that's tough. That's tough. Well, you know Danger Russ is going to score. He's crafty. I mean, he's not the number 2, number 3 quarterback in the league for no reason. You know, we know he can run, right? He can throw. He's crafty. He's good in the bootleg. He's good on improv. I mean, he might struggle against the Rams, but who doesn't? Everyone struggles, right? But if there's someone that could find a way to find the holes in the defense, Danger Russ is one of those guys, just like Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers. They could find ways to find holes in those defenses. Let's be honest, all right? Let's be honest. All right, so next matchup. All right, we'll go Saints and Bears. Levante David jersey or Rondé Barber. I have a Levante David jersey. I want a Rondé Barber. I don't got one yet. And congratulations to John Lynch and Rondé Barber. Hopefully they make the Hall of Fame, but it's probably not going to be this year. Yeah, I got a Derek Brooks old school jersey from the early 2000s sewn on right now. Go Bucks. So let's go with the Bears and the Saints. Now, I've been hearing some of these AKA pundits, right? AKA Sam Mills. Ooh, I love me some Sam Mills. Don't get me started on Sam Mills right now, all right? But we got Bears and we got Saints. And I've been hearing some of these pundits saying that they think the Saints are going to lose, which I think is complete horseshit, all right? Mitchell Trubisky has been playing pretty good, in this back end of December, but they got their ass kicked by Green Bay, which most teams do, all right? Roquan Smith might not play. Khalil Mack is still a good player, but he's nowhere near the elite player, in my opinion, from a couple years ago. He's still amazing, all right, but he doesn't strike fear like he used to, in my personal opinion. He's out there, but I don't think he's as much of an impact guy game to game as he was a couple years ago, if that's fair to say. I don't think anyone's really afraid of Khalil Mack, all right? They're not afraid of him anymore. There was a point maybe when he was on the Raiders, or early on in Chicago when he first got there, we were like, damn, this guy's crazy. Sacks, right? Fumble recoveries, tip passes, all right? But I don't think Chicago is even in the same league. They got squeaked in to this playoff picture, all right? Regardless if AK-41 plays due to COVID restrictions or not, if you got Latavius Murray there, if you got at least a majority of the guys there, Drew Brees, this Hall of Famer, all right? Michael Thomas should be playing from what I've read. If Latavius Murray is there, he's no AK-41. But you best believe, if you give Latavius Murray 20 to 25 carries, okay, with that amazing offensive line the Saints have, you really think that he can't score one or two times or more in that game? Get out of here. You know he can, even against a stingy Bears D, all right? And even though this quote-unquote stingy Bears D isn't really that stingy, if you got a good offense, they've been exposed, all right? So, yeah, I got Mitchell Trubisky and you got Allen Robinson. Who the fuck else, all right? The Saints are going to win this game. They are going to beat the brakes off the Bears. I would be completely shocked if the Bears upset the Saints. It'll be like the Vikings beating the Saints in the first round last season. I don't think anyone really saw that coming, but they, Kirk Cousins, is a pretty good QB. Thielen, Diggs, they had some weapons there, right? I don't see it. I don't see the Saints losing to the Bears in this matchup. I mean, if they lose that matchup, that would be the biggest upset of wild card Saturday and Sunday. You best believe that. But you know what? Even though I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, I'm not a hater. I know how great the Saints are. I give them the love. I give them the recognition. I give them everything that they deserve. AK-41 scoring 5, 6, 7, 10, 25 touchdowns in a game like we saw on Christmas. All right? That was crazy. Motherfucker could have had 7, 8 touchdowns, right? Finished with 6. Crazy. For people not to realize how great AK-41 is, yeah, Derrick Henry gets all the love, but unless you're an NFC South fan, a Saints fan, a Bucks fan, we know how great AK-41 is. I would love to have him on my team in a heartbeat, all right? But you can still win this game even if Latavius Murray, if he has to be the guy, you can still win with him, all right? Drew Brees is starting to get chemistry, with that team. Defense is amazing. If you look at all the defenses in the NFC, right? Washington's is pretty good. The Rams is pretty good. But guess what? Saints is pretty fucking good too. Demario Davis, a.k.a. the Glue. T-Rex has been playing out of this goddamn world. All right? So I think that, with the Saints, the kicking situation makes me a little nervous. Big Nuts Will Lutz has missed some kicks. So hopefully they can score more touchdowns and not have to worry about field goals and extra points. Because he's been a little off, right, in the last month or so. But the Saints are motivated. They know Drew Brees is coming to an end. Will this be his last year? Maybe. But I don't see in any fucking scenario that the Saints lose this game. I mean, unless Drew Brees goes down with an injury, then they got to rotate Taysom Hill in. He gets picked sixth. There would have to be a lot of shit that would have to go right for the Bears. They have to play the best game of their life in 2021, 2020 season. And they would have to pray that everything would go wrong for the Saints. Drew Brees gets picked off multiple times, gets injured. Taysom Hill goes in. They stop him, right? And they end up scoring on a special teams score, something of that nature. But I got Saints with a blowout. A fucking blowout. I love the Saints team. I'm a big NFC South guy. Obviously, even though I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan through and through since 1995, I will never, ever give hate just because it's my rival. All right, if some team is good, that's the difference between me and everyone else out there on social media, YouTube, Facebook, right, Instagram, podcast, TV. Everyone is so goddamn biased. It's sickening, all right? The Saints are the real deal Holyfield, all right? They're beating the Bears, and I think it's going to be big. I think it's going to be big, and you're going to really see, and I hope AK-41 passes COVID protocol, because I would love for him to score 2 or 3 times in the game to wake everyone up. Are you fucking woke about AK-41? Because if not, you should be. If you didn't watch Christmas, shame on you, all right? Shame on you. This motherfucker can score so many ways. Amazing, amazing football player. And when they drafted him, Sean Payton, talked to other GMs saying he might be better than Run CMC. And if you look at the numbers prove so. Run CMC's been hurt and been banged up. He's an amazing athlete, physical talent, but your only availability is being on the field. If you're not available on the field, you're a detriment to your football team being injury prone. AK-41, you could argue, is one of the best running backs in the league, if not the best. Yeah, Derrick Henry has been the best running back the last 2 seasons based off rushing titles, 2,000 yards this year, the numbers. Very, very dominant. But if you go right behind him, who's the guy? Is it Dalvin Cook? Is it AK-41? Take your pick. But I love me some AK-41. That's big facts. I would take him in a heartbeat. Saints big over the Bears. Last matchup. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Washington football team. As we saw with the Eagles and the Giants, they decided to tank, throw in Sudfeld, all right, to throw him in, all right? So we already knew the Giants were pissed off about that. Now, can the Washington football team beat Tampa Bay? Absolutely. Is this going to be the lowest scoring game in the playoffs in this first wild card round? More than likely. This is going to be a low scoring game. 2017, 24-20. This could be a game that Washington wins because they got Chase Young. They got all those first rounders on the line. Riverboat Ron with the cancer, right? You got Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick, right? Alex Smith has been playing great, all right? Comeback player of the century, all right? Comeback player of the century. And I know that the defense is going to play good for Washington, but you're not going to be able to put up enough points, in my opinion, to beat Tampa Bay. And that's not me being necessarily a homer. Mike Evans is a little bit banged up, and they say he should play. But even if Mike Evans sits out, fly like a butterfly, sting like AB with Chris Godwin, that's going to be enough with Gronk and Brady. We're on a good win streak. We've won the last 4 games, which I predicted and I told you guys, all right? Whether you love Tampa Bay or you hate Tampa Bay, whether you love me or you hate me, whether you love Tom Brady, you hate Tom Brady. I'm not even a big Tom Brady guy. I'm more of a Joe Montana, Peyton Manning guy. And I'll tell you what, at 43 years old, 40 touchdowns, thrown for an old man like that, 3 rushes on the ground, 2 or 3 rushing touchdowns on the ground, he overexceeded expectations. Now, did he play like shit against the Saints? Damn right he did. Saints were the better team. They mopped the floor with the Buccaneers. We lost to the Rams, right, by 3. Ended up losing the Bears by 1. A lot of these games on the road. Washington definitely has a shot to win. The defense is legit. All right, the coaching is great, right? But the offense, besides scary Terry McLaurin, right, and Antonio Gibson and McKissick, can you really prove that they're going to score more than Brady and Rojo and Fournette and Godwin? I mean, I just feel that the way that Tampa Bay is playing, I don't really see them shitting the bed at this point, all right? I think that they can win this game. I think they're going to be very motivated, all right? Less pressure on them. We're going to come in loose. We're going to have fun. AB has been hot lately, and I almost feel that he'll score once or twice in that matchup. I mean, like I said, the front 4 is good, But once you go back to the linebacking core and the secondary, even though they got some good players in the linebacking core and the secondary, I think there's definitely going to be some holes where Brady is going to be able to find ways to pick them apart. And obviously, if you shut down the run and you get to Brady, we lose. All right? So we're going to have to find a way, instead of Brady holding onto the ball and throwing those deep bombs, maybe throwing a lot of screen passes, right? A lot of quick slants, a little quick outs, right? In outs, out routes, just really short intermediate routes. That's how you battle against that mad pressure that's going to be coming up against Tom Brady. Now, if Tom Brady's in shotgun set and holds onto the football trying to go deep all the time, you're going to lose. You're going to lose because that defensive line is going to get to him. But if you get rid of the football quickly, we can counteract that defensive pressure. Now, is Tom Brady going to get sack lunched? Absolutely. All right? But I feel that we have enough. I feel that we got enough on offense and defense. We're the more talented team overall. And like I said, Tom Brady is hungry. And I feel my Bucs, if we're going to lose, we ain't losing in this fucking game. We're going to find a way to win. But if Washington plays the best game of the season and they win, would I be shocked? No. They got a good defense. But they're going to have to be able to run the ball effectively. And hopefully I can find a way to stop them, right? And besides scary Terry McLaurin or Logan, all right? Logan Thomas at tight end, you're going to have to find other options to be able to get to that game. But I don't see Tampa Bay losing this game to Washington. Even if Washington's record was better, 10 wins, 11 wins, I think Tampa Bay, we're hungry, we're motivated, no Jameis Winston. We are going to be able to find a way to get it done. And like I said, Sean Murphy-Bunting, young. Carlton Davis, young. Jamel Dean, young. Antoine Winfield Jr., young. We got a young secondary. But we started to be able to get healthy at the right time. So I'm going Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Washington football team. And it could be close. We're talking about maybe a 3 or 4 point game. 2017, 24-21, 24-23, 24-20. I have a feeling it might be the lowest scoring game out of all the games this weekend. I hope it's more than 20 points. I mean, if it ends up being 17-13, 17-14, fuck it, I'll take it as long as we get the dub. But, I haven't been to the playoffs since 2007. I need this fucking win. I need this win. And I'm going to be doing the live stream, so join me, and we'll see if Tampa Bay falls on their face like they did with Jameis Winston, or if we find a way with Tom Brady to get the fucking dub. So, as of today, if Jared Goff is still injured, Seattle, Saints, Tampa Bay. That's who I'm picking for today. All right, now let's go over to the AFC side. Where do you guys want me to start? Steelers, Browns? All right, Bills, Colts? Or Ravens, Titans? And as we know, in that scenario that I mentioned, all right, I'll go back and forth as we go through the rounds, as we're going here, okay? Save the Titans and Ravens for last, okay? So should I start out with the Browns and the Steelers? Should we go there? And I can always go the Bills and the Colts. These matchups are very intriguing, all right? Browns and the Steelers. Let's start off there at the top of the bracket. All right. I like the Browns team more than the Steelers. Even though the Steelers got a win, towards the end of the season, they played like shit. All right, in the last month or so. Juju dancing on logos, being a fucking idiot. All right. I like the Browns more. All right. But COVID, Kevin Stefanski's not going to be coaching them. All right. Baker Mayfield needs him. Right? Batonio, the offensive lineman, has been an OG, triple OG. He's not going to get to play due to COVID. All right? There's going to be a lot going against him. I love Nick Chubb. I love Kareem Hunt. We know Odell is not playing. And this is amazing for the Browns, all right, to be able to get the playoffs like my Buccaneers. We've been waiting forever, the Browns, to be able to get into the playoffs, all right? Even though I don't like the Steelers, if the Browns had Stefanski coaching and Batonio, I would pick the Browns, okay? But with not having your head coach there and having an interim guy and Baker Mayfield already being shaky as shit as it is, I don't know if they can overachieve all that baggage and find a way to beat this bullshit Steeler team that I don't think is as good as they were at the beginning of the season playing all those shit opponents, all right? I don't like the Steelers, but I think they're going to have enough to win this game against the Browns, their rival, just because they don't got their head coach. I can't trust Baker, And if I could trust him, I got to have Stefanski calling plays. He was the OC for the Vikings that helped Diggs go downfield and get a lot of those yards in Minnesota. And he's the play caller for the Browns. All right? So if you don't got him, I don't know if you can win that game. Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, they got a couple guys on defense. All right? Pittsburgh isn't great either. All right? But I think they'll be good enough with Chase, Claypool, Juju Smith-Schuster, Deontay Johnson. Whether or not James Conner, the Terminator, plays or not, Big Ben, I trust him more. His old fucking noodle ass whipping the football out there. I trust Big Ben's old ass more than Baker Mayfield. There's been times where Baker plays great, but then other times Baker is shit. All right? And the Browns, they're about running the football effectively and playing great defense. But sometimes that defense isn't there, and all they do is run the football. But I don't know if you can run the football 40 times in the game with Chubb and Kareem Hunt and win this game, all right? Because that might be the only way you win this goddamn game, where the defense gets a pick six, a special teams touchdown, they fuck up Big Ben, and then they have to put in Mason Rudolph. Then it's game over, all right, for the Steelers. But because we know Mason Rudolph is some shit. He's horrible. He might be the worst backup in the league, even worse than Jameis. He's fucking trash, all right? Mason Rudolph gets in, you're fucked, all right? But I got to go Steelers in this matchup based off the COVID. You know what I mean? I know that Chubb can have a good game and Kareem Hunt, but I don't know if I trust a lot of those wide receivers. Some of them were drag racing, thinking they're dumb. Toretto, all right, in Cleveland. Fucking idiots. What are you doing, Cleveland? You finally got to the playoffs. Browns, all right? So I don't think the Browns are going to win this game. Now, if they had Stefanski, I feel a lot more confident with the head coach being there and calling plays. He got COVID. Bad Browns. I'm going to have to go with the Steelers by default. Not because I think they're the better team, but just by default, they're going to squeak by. They might win by 3, 4. I don't think that they're going to win by a lot. This game could be pretty close, 27-24, kind of game. It'll be close. So, Browns, you're going to have to wait till next year, but at least you got to the playoffs like Tampa Bay. All right, not a lot of people thought that the Browns were going to be able to get there. All right, so Steelers advance by default. Sad to say. I mean, they're just nowhere near the same football team with Bud Dupree being out, Devin Bush being out. All right. Next matchup. You guys want me to go Colts, Bills, or Ravens, Titans? Comment below. Comment below.
Same number of attempts, same number of yards.
Trayvon, I see you.
Same rush yards.
See a Colts upset. Bills, Colts. All right, let's go Bills, Colts. So this is another matchup that some people think. I disagree. I don't think the Colts are the worst team in the playoffs. The Bears are the worst team in the playoffs. All right, the Colts have Darius Leonard, and they got a good defense. All right. Phillip Rivers sucks. I don't think that you can really rely on him at this point, right? But you know what they do have? Jonathan Taylor. All right, this motherfucker arguably is the best running back not named Derrick Henry, right, or AK-41 in this playoff right now, or Nick Chubb. I mean, this guy can run for 100, 120, 150, 180. I mean, if you watch him in Wisconsin, this guy is the real deal Holyfield. He would have to have one of these kind of games for them to win. And also the defense would have to find a way to stop Josh Allen. They're going to have to intercept him 2 or 3 times. They're going to have to, score first, get up big, 14-0 lead, and have to dictate the tempo, keep the ball away from Josh Allen, pound the rock, bleed the clock, all right? I love Jonathan Taylor. I love him. If you had him in fantasy, you probably won your fantasy football league like Zini Panini did for the Northwest Sports Fanatics. She was the only female, right, in our fantasy football league, and she won it. She's only been doing fantasy football for 2 years. I taught her how to play. She's a big Eagles fan that lives in Wisconsin now. She got second place her first year, right? And then this season she had Deshaun Watson, Jonathan Taylor, Tyreek, DK Metcalf, Thielen, Jefferson. I told her to go for some rookies. She listened, and having Justin Jefferson and Jonathan Taylor ended up being really the big X factor, with all those other players that she had, all right? But with this matchup, all right, the Colts could win with their defense, right, with Jonathan Taylor. But with that being said, with the Buffalo Bills, they won the AFC East for the first time in ages. Josh Allen deserves to be in the MVP consideration. All right, he's no Aaron Rodgers. He's no Patrick Mahomes, but if you could have the third name in there as a QB, it's him. All right? So you've known with the play calling, right? Stephon Diggs is a huge asset to that team. We've seen him take off, and some of these people are like, oh my God, I can't believe that Josh Allen has gotten so good. Why the fuck not? The team was already good when they got Josh Allen originally. They already had the best pieces around him. They had more pieces than Sam Darnold and the Jets. They had more pieces than Baker and the Browns. And they had arguably just as much pieces as Lamar and the Ravens. I mean, when those two guys, Lamar went to the Ravens and Josh Allen went to the Bills, the team was already pretty good. All right, they just needed to add a couple more pieces. All right, the coaching staff is great with McDermott. All right, but Stephon Diggs and Allen have been playing lights out. As we've seen him with the receptions and the yards, he finally had his true number one receiver. So am I really surprised Josh Allen has taken off? No. If you add fucking Stephon Diggs to any team when you don't have a number one, you're going to get better results. If Baker Mayfield had Stephon Diggs, they probably would have another couple wins. You know what I mean? You just think about all the teams, if you ended up having a Stephon Diggs on the Seahawks or on the Rams or on any of these or on the Colts, how much of an impact Diggs would have been with whoever the QB is, even if it's old-ass Phillip Rivers. But Buffalo is arguably the hottest team in the NFL, not named the Kansas City Chiefs, all right? And I just can't see the Buffalo Bills. I mean, this could be upset alert, right? But I just don't see them 17 versus 17. Phillip Rivers versus Josh Allen. I don't see them going head-to-head. I don't think Phillip Rivers is going to be able to keep up throwing the football. They're going to want to pound the rock and play good defense. Josh Allen can run it himself. Their weakness is their running game with Singletary and Zach Moss, but you can run it with Josh Allen. He's hard to stop. It doesn't really matter if John Brown is hurt or not. I think he's a little bit banged up. We'll see, when we get to game time, who's going to be playing at the wide receiver position. But as long as Diggs is out there with that defense and that coaching staff, I got the Bills winning this game. And I think the Bills are going to blow out the Colts. I love the Colts defense. Darius Leonard's one of my favorite linebackers in the league. I love Jonathan Taylor, all right? But they have a lack at wide receiver. I know Michael Pittman Jr. is out there. T.Y. Hilton has started to get a little hot at the right time. But I don't trust Phillip Rivers. If they had someone else, maybe a Kirk Cousins, maybe a Matthew Stafford, I would trust them more, with this Colts team. And maybe they move on from Phillip and maybe a Matthew Stafford comes in from the Lions to the Colts. I feel pretty good about that, okay? But in this matchup, the Bills got the coach, they got the offense, they got the defense, they got Allen, they got Diggs, they got special teams. This one could be close to some people. To me, it's going to be a blowout. I got the Bills winning big, all right? Like Robin Big, Rob Dyrdek. Remember that show, Robin Big? Robin Big, rest in peace. Big, one of my favorite shows, Rob Dyrdek and Big, all right? Bills, big in this game versus the Colts. This one might get ugly, and the Bills might end up winning this game by 17 or more. Yeah, I said it, 17 or more. I know the Colts got that defense and whatnot, but once the Bills start rolling, I mean, the Miami Dolphins, all they had to do is try to win that football game and get in. And then these Buffalo Bills almost put up a goddamn 60-burger on them. I mean, this team is hot. The biggest threat to the Kansas City Chiefs, besides maybe these other teams out there, it's got to be the Buffalo Bills, all right? But also the Buffalo Bills, they kind of give you that Baltimore Ravens vibe of last season as being one of these top dogs. And sometimes if you get too overconfident, you get punched in the mouth, all right? And when you get punched in the mouth, sometimes you implode like the Bills did last season. But this season and last season has nothing to do with Thurman Thomas, right? Jim Kelly, Andre Reed, Cornelius Bennett, Bruce Smith, right? Marv Levy. It has nothing to do with the old school teams. This is a new team, and this is going to be one of the dangerous teams in the AFC for many, many, many years to come. The Buffalo Bills, okay? They are going to beat the Colts. So we got the Browns losing to the Steelers because of Stefanski, Batonio, and the COVID. And we got the Bills beating the Colts big, all right, with Josh Allen and Diggs. Big, all right? Last matchup. This is the toughest game to call. I know Browns-Steelers people think could go either way, depending on the running game and the situation. But it's very clear if you dig deeper. Steelers, Bills, all right. Rams and Seahawks has some intrigue there. Saints big time over Bears. And the Tampa Bay and Washington, that could go either way also. So Rams, Seahawks, Washington, Tampa, Ravens, Titans. Those are almost a coin flip. Let's be honest. Those are tough to gauge. You know what I mean? If Goff was healthy especially, really tough to gauge. You know, but we'll see how those games play out. All right? Last matchup. There's always upsets in the wild card round. All right? So if the Steelers win, not really an upset. If the Bills win, not really an upset. If Tampa wins, not really an upset. If the Saints win, not really an upset. If Seattle beats the Rams, or if the Rams beat Seattle, I'm not really sure if that's an upset. So there's got to be at least one upset, right? There's got to be at least one upset. So if you got the Ravens and the Titans, what team do I like more? The Titans. I like Ryan Tannehill more than Lamar Jackson. I like A.J. Brown. I like Derrick Henry. I like King Henry, 2,000 yards, rushing champ. He's unstoppable, right? But you know what I don't like about the Titans? That goddamn defense. It scares me because you can't stop anybody. You can't stop anybody. They got the worst defense out of all the teams in the AFC that's in the playoffs right now. By far, the worst defense. They can score points, when they get rolling hot with Tannehill and Henry, when he gets a couple touchdowns early, then you can see the Titans put up point for point with almost anybody. 30, 40, high 40s. Maybe not 50, but 30s, high 40s, when they start rolling. But they can't stop anybody, and that makes me nervous, all right? I like the Titans more, but that defense is just bad, kind of like Seattle's. I know you're going to get points in Seattle, and you're going to get points, Tennessee, but goddamn, those defenses are bad, all right? Now with the Ravens, do I like the Ravens? No, I don't like them either. They got hot in December like Tampa Bay. I told you they would go 4-0, and they did. They played some shit teams like Tampa Bay did, and we crawled into the playoffs, right? The Ravens are in. They ran the football effectively. They can run for 200, 300, 400 yards. I get it. J.K. Dobbins and all that. Mark Ingram, he's old. He got nothing left, right? But Gus Edwards, all right? Gus, big trust. Not Gus the Bus, because that's Jerome Bettis' nickname. But Gus, big trust. Edwards is nice. J.K. Dobbins is even nicer, all right? But who do you got at wide receiver that you can count on? Dez Bryant? I don't know about that, all right? You got Mark Andrews. He's got diabetes. He was doing some COVID shit. Lamar Jackson is going to have to play like MVP Lamar Jackson to win this game, and you might get that. He might be able to kind of dink and doink with him and J.K. Dobbins. Those two guys single-handedly might be able to beat the Titans. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I think the game is going to be very close. Could end up being between 1 and 4 points. 28-24, 28-25, 24-20, 27-23. It's going to be close. But if I don't have any upsets, there's got to be at least one. Right? Either Washington beating Tampa Bay, Seattle, beating the Rams, or Bears beating the Saints, or Browns beating the Steelers, or Colts beating the Bills. But a lot of these matchups, I don't know. I just kind of have that feeling. But with this matchup, I want to pick the Titans. I want to. But maybe the Titans are the Rams. No. Maybe the Titans are the Ravens from last year. Right? Where they were the confident team. Everyone thought they were going to go in there and win. And then what happened? When the Ravens were the top dog, the Titans came in there and punched them in the mouth. Right? And they ended up winning, which was kind of surprising, right? After the Titans ended up beating Tom Brady in that first round with the New England Patriots. So even though I like the Titans more than the Baltimore Ravens, I got to go for one upset. There's going to be 1 or 2 in the first round. There always is at least 1 or 2 upsets in the wild card round. Once it goes to divisional and NFC, AFC championship game, there's less upsets. It really comes down to what you see is what you get. So even though I like the Titans more, I got the Ravens with the upset in this game because I have to pick at least one upset. And I don't think the Colts can beat the Bills. The Browns are not going to beat the Steelers. Rams Seahawks is a push, just like Tampa Bay and Washington. Who the fuck knows? At this point, I got Tampa Bay and Seattle for now. All right, and definitely Saints blowing out the Bears. So the Titans could win with Derrick Henry, no doubt. He could score, 2 touchdowns, have 150, 200 yards, no question. All right, but Lamar has been playing hot. J.K. Dobbins has been hot. I don't trust the Ravens defense either. But even though that being said, the Ravens defense is better. than the Titans. And that might be their bugaboo or their downfall. I love A.J. Brown. I love Corey Davis. I love Jonnu Smith. I love Ryan Tannehill. But when you can't stop a fucking nosebleed, that might be the end of you. So I got to pick one upset. So that's the team that I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick the Baltimore Ravens to upset the Tennessee Titans. All right? So as we go to the next round, all right, 2020, 2021, NFL Playoff and Super Bowl predictions, live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or on GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, at NW Sports Fanatics. One more like to 50. Appreciate you guys. I love you guys. It's going to be a wild weekend. And this is my picks as of today, as of Wednesday, all right? So as we go to the next round on the NFC, Green Bay with the number 1 seed plays the seed that has the lowest ranking, which would be, in my opinion, Tampa Bay. So you got Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Green Bay Packers. And then I would go the Saints versus the Seattle Seahawks, even though Rams fans are not going to be happy with that because I just don't know what I'm going to get from Jared Goff, okay? So as we go to the next round, all right, Green Bay, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay played them in Tampa and beat them easily. But guess what? This is in January. This is in Green Bay. And as much as I want to say that Tampa Bay is going to be able to beat them again and we're going to be able to pull off the upset and beat Aaron Rodgers, I don't see it happening. I think that Aaron Rodgers is the MVP for a reason. Yes, their defense has holes. Yes, there's a lot of other teams that have better defenses than Green Bay. But guess what? You don't got Aaron Rodgers out there. And if you throw for 40, 50 touchdowns and 4 picks in a season, do you realize how great that is? Davante Adams is the best wide receiver this season. Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback this season. And I'm a big Patrick Mahomes guy. Travis Kelce's been great, right? Tyreek the Freak Hill and Stephon Diggs. There's been a lot of guys that have played great. But bottom line, Rodgers and Davante Adams have been the best 1-2 punch. Best wide receiver this season, best quarterback. So I got the Green Bay Packers, right, beating my Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that divisional round. And then as we go with Seattle playing the Saints, I got to go with the Saints. You know what I mean? The Saints are the real deal Holyfield. I would love for it to be Tampa Bay and the Saints in the NFC Championship game because it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. And if somehow, some way Tampa beats Washington by a miracle, somehow, some way beats Green Bay, then I like my chances against the Saints in that NFC Championship game. If we're able to get past those 2 teams, I mean, who's to stop us then at that point? But I just don't know if we have enough to be able to make that happen. I hope we do, but realistically, not being me being a homer, right, just calling it right down the middle, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, I got Green Bay advancing to the NFC Championship game, Saints, Seattle, I got the Saints winning that game. It could be a little bit closer than people think, but when you got Demario Davis, a.k.a. the Glue, you got Drew Brees, AK-41. If he doesn't play in that first game with the COVID, he'll play against Seattle. Seattle can't stop a nosebleed. They might be able to beat the Rams, but you ain't going to be able to beat the Saints. So then we're going to have a Saints-Green Bay NFC Championship game, okay? And that could go either way. As we saw earlier in the season, though, Green Bay beat the Saints. So that might be their kryptonite. Tampa Bay's kryptonite is the Saints. The Saints' kryptonite is Green Bay. And lo and behold, they're going to play each other in the NFC Championship game. And it's tough to stop a guy like Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes. And that's kind of how I feel it's going to go. And like I said, I might not be right all the way through, but in most cases, I get a lot of these picks right from year to year. Go back and watch the tape. Saints, Green Bay, NFC Championship game. All right, as we go on the flip side, if we have the Ravens win against the Titans, they are the lowest seed. So then you're going to get the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens, and then you're going to have the Buffalo Bills against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kansas City Chiefs are going to beat the brakes off of Baltimore. There's nothing that Baltimore could do, even if they combine their team with the Titans, to beat the Chiefs. It's not happening. Patrick Mahomes is a man for destiny, all right? he is going to beat single-handedly the Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs, AFC Championship game. No surprise. All right? Buffalo Bills versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers or the Cleveland Browns, to me, if you end up getting a mad, crazy performance from Buffalo and they beat the Colts by 17, 25, 30, watch out, because you're going to get the same kind of blowout against the Steelers in the next round. So I got the Buffalo Bills and the Steelers. Buffalo will beat the brakes off of them if they were at home or on the road. It doesn't fucking matter. Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, AFC Championship game. And normally I like a little bit more upsets, in the picks, instead of maybe the traditional. But these are the teams that are the best teams in football right now and have been for a while. The biggest threat to Kansas City is the Buffalo Bills. Can the Buffalo Bills beat Kansas City? Yes. Can the Saints beat Green Bay? Yes. But will it happen? That remains to be seen. So my AFC Championship game, Chiefs, Ravens, Chiefs move on. Bills, Steelers, Bills move on. We got the Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And if Kansas City's at home, as much as the Bills are fantastic, and they could pull off the upset. I don't think anyone would really be that shocked if the Bills beat the Chiefs with Josh Allen. All right? Same thing with Green Bay and the Saints. All right? Tampa Bay playing Green Bay, beating Washington. Green Bay beating Tampa Bay, going to the NFC Championship game. Saints moving on, playing Seattle. Saints winning. Then we got Green Bay and the Saints. 2020-2021 NFL Playoff and Super Bowl predictions. I'm about to reveal what I think is going to happen next. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Follow me. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, NW Sports Fanatics. So based off that, Chiefs, Bills, I want you guys to comment below who you think would be able to win that AFC Championship game. And Green Bay Packers and the New Orleans Saints, if that's the NFC Championship game, I want you to comment below who you think is going to win in that matchup. And that's what I feel is going to play out. There always could be upsets, but I want you to comment below if it's Chiefs, Bills, AFC Championship game, who do you think can go to the Super Bowl from the AFC? And Packers, Saints, who do you think could go based off that scenario? All right? Let me know. So we got some Packers and some Bills. You like Bills over Chiefs? The thing is the Bills are the new Ferrari. They're the new Lambo. They're sexy. But so was the Ravens last season. So, you might be able to beat a team like the Colts or the Steelers. But a wise man told me, never, ever, ever, as Chris Jericho would say, the demo god, El Champion in AEW, you never, ever go against Patrick Mahomes, period. This is the best player in football, all right? You're not losing to the Buffalo Bills. The Kansas City Chiefs, all right, are going to the Super Bowl. If they have to play the Buffalo Bills or anybody else, it doesn't fucking matter. They are going to the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, and it doesn't matter if they have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, make him stare Helaire or not. You got Le'Veon Bell, that will be good enough. All right, but that's what's going to happen. The Kansas City Chiefs can play the Ravens. That doesn't matter. The Bills can play the Colts, beat them. The Bills can play the Steelers, beat them. All right, and the Bills are great. All right, but when you go against a team like Andy Reid, all right, a top 5 coach in the NFL, Eric Bieniemy, the number 1 OC, the number 1 quarterback in Mahomes, and the number 1 safety in football, in my opinion, Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, the guy that makes the biggest plays. You got Kevin Byard, and you got these other safeties, Derwin James, and these other guys out there that are fantastic safeties. They're amazing. There's about 5 or 6 of them that are just off the chain. They're just great, all right? But if you look at Honey Badger, he's such an X factor. When you have him in the game, when you have Travis Kelce in the game, Mahomes in the game, Bieniemy, Andy Reid, the Bills will be able to score some points against the Kansas City Chiefs. But when it comes down to it, the Chiefs are not losing to the Buffalo Bills. You can go point for point, all right? You will see. You will see. And Buffalo is going to have to go to Kansas City, not Kansas City going to Buffalo. That's different. Then it would be a little bit tougher for Kansas City, but I would still pick them. All right? So Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs. I got the Kansas City Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. Green Bay Packers versus the New Orleans Saints. Now, can the New Orleans Saints find a way to win? It's possible. But I feel in this matchup with the Green Bay Packers, even though their defense is not the greatest, Aaron Rodgers is playing like the MVP, which he is. He's almost literally unstoppable. They played earlier this season. They scored points, but it wasn't enough, even though their defense is one of the best in the nation, the Saints. So I feel history will repeat itself again, and we are going to end up getting the most entertaining Super Bowl option this season. The Green Bay Packers will defeat the Saints. Even though the Saints are going to play a fantastic game, they're just going to come up a little short. They're going to get to the NFC Championship game, but I just don't see them beating an Aaron Rodgers, a quarterback that has 50-plus touchdowns, 4 picks. It's just not happening. Devontae Adams having almost 20 fucking receiving touchdowns. I don't see it happening, all right? So I got Kansas City Chiefs, Green Bay Packers. If you're a fan from the outside looking in, that's going to be the most entertaining Super Bowl option besides maybe Bills and Green Bay, or Kansas City and the Saints. I mean, there's going to be a couple options, but if you want points, what's better than Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, the 2 best quarterbacks in the league today? So, I mean, a lot of times you're not going to get a number 1 and a number 1 seed playing each other, but I think Kansas City is the best team. Aaron Rodgers is the MVP. I think it's going to be really tough to go into Green Bay and win, no matter who you are, even if you're the Saints, who have the best shot to do it. And then with Kansas City, you could lose to Buffalo, but Patrick Mahomes is on a whole nother level than Josh Allen and Diggs. You put Patrick Mahomes with Kelsey and Tyreek the Freak Hill, they're going to match exactly what you get from Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. And I like Kansas City's defense more than Buffalo's with Honey Badger, Frank Clark, Chris Jones. I like those guys. They might not have everyone on the defense to have a complete defense like maybe a Saints defense, but I like their players more on the defense than they really have on Buffalo's side. So then we got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers. That's who I feel. You know what I mean? I feel with the matchups. Seattle and the Rams, Seattle, because I can't trust Goff and his thumb. Saints and Bears, Saints. Tampa, Washington, Tampa. Tampa goes to Green Bay, they get their ass kicked. They lose. Saints win, they play Seattle, they beat the brakes off Seattle. Then we got Green Bay Saints. It's going to be one of the best matchups. The NFC AFC Championship game might be more entertaining than the actual Super Bowl. If we get Green Bay Saints and we get Chiefs Bills, you better believe those 2 games and the Super Bowl are going to be some of the best football we've ever seen. Hands down, it's going to be a special year, especially COVID from 2020, okay? Green Bay Saints, if the Saints have to go to Green Bay in that cold weather, I don't know if they can find a way to win. If the Saints were at home, I would like that matchup a lot more, being in the dome, being in familiar, fans, being in a familiar stadium, being indoors. But when you got Drew Brees and that team going outside, that might be too much for them to handle, and I think it will be. And the Aaron Rodgers thrives in cold weather. He is the best cold weather quarterback in the NFL. So we got Green Bay on that side. All right? Chiefs with obviously the first round bye. Browns, Steelers. Bills, Colts, Bills. Ravens, Titans, my only upset, besides maybe Tampa Bay and Washington. Ravens with the upset on the Titans because they don't have a D. Ravens going to Kansas City, and that's where their luck runs out. Chiefs, Ravens. I got Chiefs going on to the AFC Championship game. Bills, Colts. Bills move on. Steelers, Browns. Right, Steelers move on by default because Browns have COVID. Stefanski, the head coach, is not there with Batonio, their offensive lineman as well. Out. Browns out. Then you got Bills, Steelers. Bills by a mile. And then you get Bills, Kansas City. And this is the matchup that we want to see. The Bills are the biggest threat to Kansas City. The Saints are the biggest threat to Green Bay. But I just don't know if you're going to be able to put up 4 quarters in Kansas City, right, or 4 quarters in Green Bay to get that upset. It might happen, but that's what I feel. All right? So if we end up getting that matchup, and it probably depends if you're a hater of the Chiefs or the Green Bay Packers, because those are probably not your teams. You probably want different teams in there if you're a Saints fan, a Rams fan, a Bucks fan, a Ravens fan, a Bills fan, all right? But I got Chiefs, Packers, all right? And like I said, I've gotten the Super Bowl winner right 19 out of like 20 years. No joke. If you go back and look at my videos and you go and talk to people that know me, I mean, if it's NBA Finals, World Series, Super Bowl, the Natty, I don't get that wrong, all right? Sometimes there's upsets, all right? So then we got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Green Bay Packers, in my opinion. That's how I think the playoffs are going to shake out. Saints are going to give it their all. They're going to cry. They're going to really get emotional when they lose to Green Bay. Same thing with the Bills. But sometimes you got to lose before you win. So next year, maybe the Bills beat the Chiefs and they get to the Super Bowl. But this year, you got to be able to get one step closer. You got to crawl before you walk. And I don't see the Bills winning the AFC East and then ultimately just going all the way to the AFC Championship game, beating the champs from last year and winning it all. I just don't see it. You got to crawl before you walk. You got to know what it feels like to lose before you win. So I got the Chiefs and the Bills. The Chiefs are going to win that game. Green Bay and the Saints. Green Bay winning the game. Being in Lambeau in that cold weather is going to be the Saints' bugaboo. All right? It's just going to be tough for them to play in that cold weather. I'm not saying they can't win and can't do it, but I just don't see it happening. Kansas City at home, forget about it. All right? Chiefs, Packers, Super Bowl, which could go either way. But I feel the biggest X factor is going to be the experience. Even though Green Bay could win it with Aaron Rodgers, he's the MVP. He's on fire, all right? But if you look at the defenses, which one do I like more? I like the Chiefs. I like the history. I like the coach. Nothing against LaFleur and, Devontae Adams and Rodgers and Aaron Jones, right? But if they still had Blake Martinez on the Packers, I would feel better. Jair Alexander's a stud. But when it comes down to the playoffs, the Super Bowl, I'm going, like I said at the very beginning of the year in my prediction, I said Kansas City was going to win, and they're going to go back to back, like Drake would say. Honey Badger is an X factor. Travis Kelce, X factor. Patrick Mahomes, X factor. You can't win playoff games without those three, as well as Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy. And so if you have a starting five, it's Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and you have to have Honey Badger. If any of those guys get injured or go down, then bad shit's going to happen. But I feel with the experience and them knowing what it takes to win, even though it'll be a shootout, it's going to give us one of the more entertaining Super Bowls we've ever seen. Kansas City is winning the Super Bowl again, and they're going to go back to back. I don't know what the score necessarily is going to be. Maybe a 31-27 kind of game, but I got Kansas City winning. I know Green Bay will score. I know Kansas City will score, but Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback I trust the most besides Aaron Rodgers, right? Tyreek is great. Devontae Adams is great. Those guys cancel each other out, all right? Tanyan is great. Kelsey's good this year. One of the best seasons I've ever seen as a tight end. I mean, first ballot Hall of Famer, all right? But the difference is going to be Honey Badger and the defense, and obviously Eric Bieniemy calling the plays as the OC. Those are the two things that really are going to be the biggest X factors in this playoff run. Eric Bieniemy calling the plays and Honey Badger on defense as me being the biggest game breaker at the safety position in the NFL. When it comes to playoff games, when it comes to games needing a closeout pick or a big play, you can always count on first ballot Hall of Famer Honey Badger Tyrann Mathieu. So that's my feeling. A lot of y'all will, think differently, but that's kind of how I feel that it's going to go. All right? Rams, Seattle, if Goff was healthy, maybe Goff, and the Rams can pull it off, but with that broken thumb, I don't know. Seattle, Rams, Seattle. Chicago, Saints, Saints. Tampa Bay, Washington, Tampa. Tampa goes to Green Bay, loses. Saints and Seattle play, Saints win. Green Bay, Saints, Green Bay wins in Lambeau in the cold weather. Okay? Browns, Steelers, too much COVID for Browns. All right, Steelers move on. Bills, Colts, Bills, Josh Allen, Diggs, too much. All right? Ravens with the upset on the Titans. All right, because the Titans don't have a defense. You got to pick one upset. And I like the Titans more as a football team, so I want to pick them. But I got to pick at least one upset because there's always one upset in the wild card round. Always, one or two. So then I got Ravens upsetting the Titans. They go Kansas City. They lose. The Bills win against the Colts. They play the Steelers. All right, the Bills win. Bills advance against the Kansas City Chiefs, and then we're going to have the Chiefs beating them in one of the best games that we've ever seen. Same thing with Green Bay and the Saints. We're going to end up getting a rematch from earlier in the year, and it's going to be fantastic. Now, the one X factor out of all these teams, in my opinion, is going to be Tampa Bay. That's the only team that might be able to cause a little mix-up in the playoffs. I feel Kansas City will do their thing, regardless if the Ravens or the Titans win, it doesn't matter. You know, the Bills are great, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers has the best shot to fuck things up with the prediction. They beat Washington. They go to Green Bay, right? They could beat Green Bay, right? They go to the NFC Championship game and play the Saints. Saints would love that, because then that would give them the shot to get to the Super Bowl. Saints versus the Chiefs. So, if anything, the Saints should be rooting for Tampa Bay to beat Washington and to beat Green Bay, because you would rather play Tampa than play Green Bay. Think about it. So if you're a Saints fan, you should be rooting for me, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, unless the Saints and Tampa play in the NFC Championship game and you can't beat us 3 times in a row, and then it ends up being Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's the only other scenario that I could see playing out, okay? Chiefs are going to make it on the AFC side. I don't see the Bills making it to the Super Bowl this year, but I do see them going to the AFC Championship game. But Tampa, if they find a way to beat Washington and somehow upset Green Bay, that's either going to be awesome for the Saints, because they're going to beat Tampa again and go to the Super Bowl, or Tampa beats Green Bay and Washington and plays the Saints, and we win, and we go to the Super Bowl. But the bottom line, if Tampa Bay or the Saints go to the Super Bowl, we are both losing. Bottom line, even if Tampa Bay plays the Super Bowl in their own stadium, which has never happened, and I'm the biggest Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, all right, since 1995, all right? I just don't see them being able to compete with Kansas City for 4 quarters. So it would be Kansas City, Saints, Kansas City. In that scenario, Kansas City, Tampa. If somehow Tampa beats Washington, Green Bay, plays the Saints in the NFC Championship game, and by a miracle somehow wins, right? Tampa Saints, Tampa wins. I doubt it, but if that happened and they fuck up the playoffs that way, Tampa versus Kansas City, of course I'm going to be rooting for them, but I don't know if you're going to be able to beat Patrick Mahomes. So that's my personal opinion. That's the only team that has a shot to fuck things up in the playoffs. Kansas City, Green Bay, Saints, Bills, and Tampa Bay. Those are the 5 best teams, in these NFL playoffs to me. All right? Kansas City, Buffalo, Green Bay, New Orleans Saints, and Tampa. Tampa's that wild card. We don't know what we're going to get. They might lose in the first round to Washington. But if you're a Saints fan, you need to root for Tampa to win. Not only that game, but also Green Bay, because you would rather play Tampa than Green Bay. You didn't really think about that up until I said it, but that's what you would want. Unless Tampa Bay says, hey, guess what? You beat us twice, but you're not going to beat us 3 times in a row. You know, it's very hard. If you look at statistics, it's very hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. No matter how bad you beat the team the first 2 times, it's almost impossible based off the statistics to beat a team 3 times in a row. But guess what? If any team were to beat a team 3 times in a row, it's you, Saints fans, because you guys are awesome. I'll admit it. You know what I mean? So that might be the only way you guys get to the Super Bowl. If you root for Tampa and we make it an NFC South showdown, we beat Washington, we beat Green Bay, we knock them out of your hands, and then you play us, you feel confident, you win. That's the only way the Saints are getting to the Super Bowl, is if Tampa Bay wins also. If Tampa doesn't win, you're going to lose to Green Bay, because you're not going to be able to go to Green Bay and win. So you got to pray that Tampa Bay beats Washington. You got to pray Tampa plays just like they did against Green Bay at home earlier in the year, and we win again, and then you can try your luck against us in the NFC Championship game. That's the only scenario that I can picture in my head where the Saints go to the Super Bowl. You got to root for us too. It has to be an NFC South showdown. That's the only way. That's the only way. 2021, 2020, NFL playoff and Super Bowl predictions and a preview with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, Link is below every video on our YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, at NW Sports Fanatics. So before I go, since I laid out my predictions, does anyone in the chat have anything else they want to go over with me before I let you guys go? Hey, it's from NFL Shop, Carlos, from the early 2000s. I got a lot of Buccaneers gear. Now, I've been a fan since 95, so I got a lot of merch. I got the gloves, I got shoes, I got a lot of custom Tampa Bay stuff. I will be doing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Washington football team live stream, right? Saturday night. Be there or be fucking square. I will be there, all right? So if you want to be entertained and hopefully see my Tampa Bay Buccaneers mollywop the Washington football team, you will be there and watch the game with me. And then on Sunday, I more than likely will be doing the Saints and the Bears, which will be the afternoon game around 1. I could do Steelers and Browns, right, for Sunday night, but I think I'd rather watch the Saints game with the Saints fans, right, and then watch my team play Washington on Saturday. So Saturday night, Tampa and Washington. Sunday afternoon, Saints and Bears. I feel that's probably more than likely what I'm going to do. Seattle-Tampa Super Bowl, which is not possible, Mr. Ramirez, because they're both in the NFC. So if they weren't both in the NFC, then maybe you got something. But they're both in the NFC, so that is incorrect. What's your question, Carlos? Can I get a discount for the hat, man? This hat can't be sold. This is my favorite. This is my favorite hat, man. This is what I'm known for on YouTube. No one else rocks the hard hat. I got all the throwback jerseys, bro. I mean, this is not something for sale. This was on NFL Shop in literally 20 years ago. In the year 2000, they sold these for like a year or two. And it's engraved. All right? You feel me? But I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my picks. Smash the fucking like button on your way out. And like I said, I will be back Saturday night. Saturday night, I will be back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Washington football team. And then Sunday, more than likely, for the Saints and the Bears. Spencer James, you're amazing, bro. Thank you. Not a lot of people have the energy or the fire or the passion or the knowledge to break down matchups like your boy. I got a full-time job where I work 40 to 50 hours a week, and I'm a full-time YouTuber. So I hope you guys enjoyed my picks, my energy. Like I said, I was in a bad spot for a couple weeks, but I feel great. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth, the Fanatic family. We already broke 20,000 subscribers, so we're growing there. Over 1,000 videos in the library, so check them out. 100,000 hours dedicated to the channel, and we're growing. And like I said, if you want to be able to go somewhere that covers all 32 teams, no bias, calls it right down the middle, you're not going to get it anywhere else. Any other Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan or any other stream would have said, Tampa's winning every game, we're going to the Super Bowl, and we're winning. And, lo and behold, maybe Tampa Bay does win the Super Bowl this year. It's possible. They're one of 5 teams, Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, Green Bay Packers, New Orleans Saints, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Those are the only 5 teams that have a shot to win the Super Bowl this year. Not the Browns, all right? None of those other teams, those 5. And Tampa is the biggest long shot. All right, the other 4 teams are way more legitimate. And you're never going to hear anyone else say that, but I call it right down the middle. All right? Call it right down the middle. Nobody is better than your boy. The best on fucking YouTube, your boy Ryan, and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. 20,000 subscribers and counting can't be wrong. All right? And we're just starting off. Next goal, 25K, 30K, 40K, 50K, 100K, silver button. I'm going to get there. All right, the opportunities and the doors are going to open. Maybe Pat McAfee show, maybe ESPN, some of these other outlets are going to reach out at some point. But for now, the best on fucking YouTube, all 32 teams, the best coverage, no bias. It's your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. I love you guys. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. I love you. I appreciate you. The best fans on YouTube, the Fanatic family. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Smash the fucking like button on your way out. And when I see you guys on Saturday night, be fucking ready. Your boy might be drinking that day. Maybe some Coronas with some lime, some Modelo's. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to drink, but it might be that day where you might see your boy have a couple and throw a couple back for that playoff game. First time I've been to playoffs since 2007. All right? 2020, 2021 NFL playoff and Super Bowl predictions and preview with the best on planet Earth,
Your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button either now or on your way out. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, the Northwest Sports Fanatics. And I'm out. Have a great night, y'all. Peace.